Well, it's the 1st of December. Do you know what that means? That means it's Christmas time. And my family got our Christmas ornaments out, and we decorated the house, and we put all kinds of special ornaments, and we even went and got a tree. You guys have a tree by any chance? You do? Well, we bought a tree and brought it home, and we put it up, and all the lights and decorations and some gifts under the tree. It's so wonderful. Christmas time. Well, a few years ago, my family decided to drive into the forest to get a tree. We got in our car, we drove up to the forest, we decided, this is a tree. We stopped, we cut it down, we put it on our car and drove it back down to our house, brought it in and put it up, put the decorations and lights, and there was a tree, a Christmas tree. It wasn't the prettiest thing in the world, but it was a Christmas tree. But you wouldn't believe what happened just a week later. Still with 3 weeks to go for Christmas Day. Do you know what happened? I'll show you. We got up that morning, and it was almost like an overnight situation. We came out to the living room, and we looked, and here's what we saw. This is a true story. Our tree had basically died overnight. Excuse me, Pastor John. Charlie Brown tree. Overnight, all the needles fell off. It was so sad. Oh, and we had 2 more weeks to go, too. It's like, what are we going to do? Wow. Has something like this ever happened to you? Where you start out really well and things are happy, and then everything falls apart. Well, Jesus knows what that feels like. You know, when we are in Christmas time, we think about Jesus in the manger, and we think, oh, isn't he just cuddled nice and warm with his mom? And look at the wise man visiting him. But we forget that just a few months after that, Jesus had to run away with his family because Herod, the king of Judea, was mad and angry. The wise men had not gone back to tell him where Jesus, the new king, was, and he was mad, and he went out and he killed all the children, destroying a lot of families as children died and bringing trauma. I know this is really heavy, isn't it, that I'm telling you this? It's like if someone came into my living room and took all the needles out and took all the presents from under the tree and the lights and just killed the tree. Has something like that ever happened to you? It's really big stuff, isn't it? I'm not talking the little things. I'm talking the big things. Maybe someone that you live with, maybe a parent or a relative, has experienced really big loss. Someone they loved passed away, or a divorce happened, or something else that was really hard. And the holidays just make it so much harder, and they're extra sad. We don't want to forget that does happen, but we want to also not forget that Jesus understands, because he's been through a lot of loss. So wherever you are in the happy or sad side of things, don't forget, kids, Jesus came as a vulnerable baby, and he lived a difficult but sinless life. And he died a cruel death, but then he was resurrected to give you eternal life. Will you hope in that today? Will you hope in that? Yeah. Merry Christmas. You may go back to your seats.